But we got our love expert in here, Kelly Raspberry, ready to help you out with any relationship issue you may have in
Love Letters. Love Letters to Kelly.
You can write her at loveletterskelly.com if you want. We do this on Mondays and Wednesdays. Let's kick it off with this letter right here from Savannah. She writes, Dear Kelly, you are the love expert.
I am.
I've been listening to you since I was a little girl. I am 25 years old now. And recently, I had a baby with a man who I've been in a serious relationship with. But he decided that he did not want to be with me when I caught him having another girlfriend in another state while I was 8 months pregnant.
Oh.
Apparently, they have been together before we even found out I was pregnant. Come to find out, they were together the whole time I was pregnant, Kelly.
I'm sorry.
Obviously, she did not know the whole story when I decided to confront her. The only reason I confronted her is because he said he was going to go on a hunting trip, but come to find out, he secretly went to go see her. So when he came back from his trip, he decided that he wanted to be with her instead of me. Now I'm stuck taking care of my baby by myself 4 months postpartum. I've tried really hard just to move on with my life, but nothing seems to work, especially when they are moving really fast in their relationship. Holidays together, getting engaged, and buying a house. How do I move on from someone that I spent years with and had a beautiful child with, also while dealing with the biggest heartbreak of my life and taking care of my baby? I look up to you since you're a great mom. I need your help before I break. Thank you. You are the best.
Look,
Savannah.
I'm a mess up mom. I mess up all the time, so don't beat yourself up. You're 4 months postpartum, right? So you're still an emotional mess. But listen, you need to still hold the man accountable for your daughter's well-being financially. If he could be involved in her life, great. I know that's a lot of stuff you have to work through at this time. I question the woman he's with who decided to stay with him knowing that he went out and was living a whole double life, made a child with you, and now suddenly you're the bad guy. You know, that when you confronted her, like you said, a lot of women, they get mad at each other when maybe she was in the dark at the time. But here's the problem. She knows now. It's all out in the light now, and the woman still chooses to be with him.
If he walked out on this baby, he might walk out on your baby, right? Too.
Exactly. You're choosing to be with this man who's he's just not a good guy.
No, he's not.
So you need to have a righteous anger at the situation. Like you need to channel. I know you're sad. You've got to go through all those stages of grief, that this is not the dream you had for your life. Because I think a lot of times it's not that we're mourning the guy, because I'm assuming he probably wasn't. In hindsight, you're making him out to be the love of your life and all these things. I was going to build this beautiful life. But if you're really honest and look at it, he was playing two women at the same time. Was he really that devoted to you? Was it that you were building out to be something that he never was, and now you have to mourn the loss of the dream of what you thought he was, right?
Yeah.
It's not him, it's the dream. So once you get over that part, the dream is over. This is not the happy situation you wanted. Now you got to channel that energy and do what's right for your child. And that's to get the financial support, work out some sort of child visitation. I really question the woman who's going to stick with him after seeing how he is as a man. Just like, that's her problem. She is his problem now. Your focus is on your child.
Can she crash out on him? Like yell at him?
I'm sure
Say
she
all the
probably
cuss words
already
she's wanted to
has.
say.
You have every right to chew his butt up one side
What
down
about
the other.
key his car, slash his tires?
No, that's a crime.
Louisville Slugger to both headlights?
No, I don't agree
Don't
with
go
all
crime.
that.
Break his favorite mug?
A good venting is always helpful. It's cathartic. But do what's right for you and your child. That's all I can suggest. But it's going to take some time. That's a huge blow.
Yeah.
Love Letters. Love Letters to Kelly. Dear Kelly, you're the love expert.
I am.
You'll have one word of advice when I read this letter, Kelly. I have a girlfriend that lives 2 hours away from me. I jumped the gun, got engaged after 2 months. She's a very special girl, but the problem is all she wants to discuss is money, my money. She says that I'm house poor because I bought her new house before we got together. I have a problem with her going out with her friends, and she doesn't tell me until she's out with her friends. Then she doesn't respond. So I get kind of worried. I do love her. I care about her. But this other time she was dancing out in a club when I was there. This guy was dancing with her. Okay, they were looking pretty good too. So she went up to him and started dancing with him, and it was like he was grinding on her, Kelly. I paid our food bill with another couple. I got angry and I walked out. She came out, got me, and apologized. But the hurt is still there. How would you go about our relationship together? The other thing is, she went out with a girlfriend. She tells me that they took a photo together and a selfie with them, kissing each other on the lips. Can you give me some advice of what to do? Kelly, do you mind?
Go ahead.
Run. Okay, here, that's from David.
Yeah, what Al said.
Yeah, what are you doing, dude?
Dude.
What Al said.
Dude.
She's playing you.
She's playing. She ain't ready.
She let another dude grind on her?
She ain't the one.
If you play this out, I don't understand.
He needs to hear it.
She doesn't respect
This is the dude.
I don't understand why people are putting up with this stuff.
She's doing the hoe down.
Sometimes they just need to hear it, Kelly. David, run. Run like the wind.
I hope you haven't spent a lot of money on her because you'll never get it back, but just take this as a lesson learned.
Run like the wind.
But like what Al said, run.
Yeah.
Love letters. Love letters to Kelly.
Dear Kelly, you're the love expert.
I am.
I've written to you before, and wouldn't you know, the second time it's concerning the same people.
Uh-oh.
Oh, not the same people.
My
My be-
advice didn't work the first time?
No, I'm thinking maybe it's just a follow-up. My best friend Maggie married a man that I have never had good feelings about. Let's call him Stan.
Oh, Stan.
I have never been able to tell Maggie how I feel about Stan because early in their dating, some of her family were vocal about their feelings about Stan, and Maggie cut them out completely. And I'm not willing to take the chance of her cutting me out. Stan has 2 kids with 2 different women prior to meeting Maggie. Stan has recently decided to give up the rights to one of his children, and come to find out his reasoning to the court was because he said he's getting divorced. I have constant communication with Maggie, and she has shown no signs that they're heading for divorce. She has been making big sacrifices for their marriage, draining her 401k for their new house and pumping herself with fertility meds. I have had a pit in my stomach since I found out about his reasoning, but I don't know if she knows that he used that reasoning. I've considered calling him, but I know he's going to lie to me. I've also considered taking this information to Maggie's mom and letting her decide how to proceed. Kelly, I'm at a loss. It is constantly on my mind. I would love some advice on what to do. So Stan basically said that him and Maggie are getting divorced.
But he's and he used that as a
Maggie
reason.
is the best friend?
Yes.
And he's walking out of another baby's life that's not Maggie's?
Sounds like a mess.
Wow.
That is a mess. It was kind of hard for me to follow.
Yeah.
I don't know why. If you're friends with somebody and you can't have an honest conversation with them, I'm not saying, it's. You've never said anything because she cuts everybody out. That I would still say something. I don't know that you should necessarily go behind her back to her mother. If you're a good enough friend, you should be able to sit down, hold her hand, and say, "Look, this is the problem as I see it, and you need to wake up and snap out of it and take care of yourself." That was a confusing letter to me. I don't know why my brain wasn't really grasping it.
I hear you.
But that's the thing is once you give a friend advice, whether it's about a relationship or whatever, you tell them once and then you let them figure it out. Every time they see you, you're harping on that horrible guy she's with and what a mess her life is and you need to do this and you need to do that. That's when she's going to cut you off because she doesn't want to hear it all the time. But if you tell her, and if she does, then if she cuts you off after you come to her from a place of love and say, I am so worried about you. This is what I see. If she cuts you off, that's because she doesn't want to deal with the truth. She'd rather live in this fantasy life and have everything collapse around her. That's what's ultimately going to happen. But as her friend, you need to say something that you see the danger girl. I see danger girl, and all that. But then you got to be more of a support system to her instead of nagging her about leaving. That's the only thing I can really offer here. But yeah, she's in la-la land if she's not doing stuff to protect herself at this point.
Yeah, that's scary.
Love letters. Love letters to Kelly. Dear Kelly, you are the love expert.
I am.
My boyfriend and I have been together for almost 2 years. We're 40 and up, and we did laundry early on. As time has gone by, it's not something I want to do. I'm a person of faith, and my conscience has always gotten the best of me. If it happens now, it's because he talks mess. But what makes me fume is when he says, we've already done laundry, so not doing laundry doesn't make sense. If I didn't want to do laundry, I wouldn't have a girlfriend. I can't remember his exact words, but basically he tells me I don't get a choice. Oh my God, my computer. Okay. I don't get a choice and I need to stop being shysty. Of course, he doesn't force laundry, but he pushes and pushes and I hate it and I don't want to. He makes me feel like I'm wrong since we've already done laundry. I've tried to compare it to drinking. People drink and sometimes they decide not to because of how it either harms their actions or others. He says it's not the same. How do I deal with his constant snarks and being ugly when I tell him no?
You break up with them. Yeah. Look, you're over 40 and y'all are acting like 16 and 17-year-old children. I'm sorry to 16 and 17-year-olds that are very mature.
I think 16 and
But
17-year-olds children
you
are
know
more
what?
mature.
This is arguments you have when you're teenagers and in your 20s about, well, you did it once, you got to do it again. Y'all are grown people. Yeah. You should, I mean, if you don't, I mean, I'm not saying if you were in a loving, committed marriage and there were things happening, y'all were just dating. And this is going against, I don't want you to do anything that makes you feel morally compromised or you don't want to, or, I mean, this is ridiculous. He's manipulating your emotions. Let him go get that from somebody else who's on the same page with him. You're not married to this person. Right. You don't have this commitment where I'm trying to help you save your marriage. You got this guy.
You have different love languages. He likes touch and affection.
Well, I mean, you know, if y'all are both on the same page, whatever. But this isn't it. Y'all, it sounds like a teenage boy trying to talk his girlfriend into doing something she don't want to do.
Yep.
But you already did it once. But you have the right. Even teenage girls, if you're listening, even if you do that once and you're like, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't feel good about myself. Don't let them talk you into it and pressure you. Look, this 40-year-old plus woman still dealing with these same issues. If you can figure this out now, it's going to save you a lot of heartbreak 20 and 30 years down the road.
Amen, Kelly.
So you don't have to just because you've done something once. That doesn't mean you have to do it again and again.
You have a choice. You have your own choice.
So there you go. Even for grown A women.
I can't believe it still happens when you're grown like that.
Oh, yeah.
That is crazy. All right. Great advice.
And it happens because women give in.
Right.
You know, he makes her feel bad or
But it
whatever.
doesn't make it right that the guy's still acting like that.
But if it was, like I said, if this was a loving, committed marriage and their marriage was on the rocks, I'd suggest other things. But no, don't put up with that.
There you go. Great advice from our love expert, Kelly Raspberry. We do this on Mondays and Wednesdays. If you want to write her, you can go to loveletterstokelly.com. We'll do this again Wednesday morning.
And to think, you could have watched everything we just did there on KiddTV.com. If you haven't checked it out yet, you probably should. The Kidd Craddock Morning Show.